let's talk about CELPIP speaking. In today's video, I will be talking about speaking part 6. So speaking part 6 is dealing with a difficult situation. As the title suggests, dealing with a difficult situation means they will give you a kind of situation wherein you feel you are stuck. Both of the things are actually equally important, but you cannot fulfill both the situations. So you have to say no to someone, and then you have to explain why you are denying or why you are saying no to that person. Okay, so most of the time the situations are quite critical, but then you have to understand it nicely, and then you have to generate your ideas to explain it. And make sure once you give your ideas, so more number of ideas are needed, right? At least 2 or 3 ideas you should give to support your answer. And in this part, if I talk about, you will be getting 60 seconds to prepare your answers, and then you will be getting 60 seconds to speak. 60 seconds altogether you will be getting to read the question and then for your preparation. So once you are reading the question, you can make sure you understand it nicely. If they have given any name, so you should understand the name of different people they are in that question prompt and then understand. So this topic we are having today is, you have a plan to go to USA for your company's presentation. So you will be moving to USA for your company presentation. However, you received a call from your father about your grandmother's hospitalization. Your father wants you to come home and meet her as she is serious. But your presentation is also important. So there are 2 scenarios now. The first one, choose. First is like talk to your boss. Either you will be talking to your boss and explain why you cannot go for presentation. Okay, so you have to tell the reason why you cannot go for the presentation. Second is talk to your father. So you will be talking to your father and you will explain why you cannot come. Okay, so these kind of situation, now both of the things are important. At one hand, you have your presentation, you have been preparing for it for long, and now when the day arrives, you have something else. And at the same time, you received a call from your father that your grandmother is not feeling well, she is in hospital and she is quite serious. So your father wants you to come back home and see her. Now at one time, you cannot be at both places. You have to call one and explain why you cannot. Okay, so the most important thing you have to keep in mind is understand the situation very nicely and then choose your option wisely. Now both of the things, either you are going to talk to your boss or your dad, doesn't make much difference in your scoring. Okay, so something which is important in your scoring point of view is how you are saying no to the person and what reasons you are giving. Your reasons should be valid, your reasons should be logical, it should make sense. Okay, do not keep on repeating the same thing, you should be having some strong reasons. Okay, another thing, you must not go for the diplomatic answer. Diplomatic means 50-50. Okay, just straight away choose one and say no. And how you can speak about this topic, so which I am going to discuss now, what points can be added. So let's say we have selected first option, that we are going to talk to our boss and explaining why we cannot attend this presentation. So how you're gonna start? You will be starting with the name of your boss. So we'll take the name like Hello Smith or whatever the name you want to take, but make sure you take an English name. So hello Smith, this is Lisa calling here. Then introduce yourself, that who you are. Just the name is enough. Other than name, you need not to tell anything else. So hello Smith, this is Lisa calling here. I'm calling to share an unfortunate news with you. So this is how you can open up the topic. Now you have to give reasons that why you are not able to go to the presentation. So I'll explain that today morning I received a call from my dad and he informed me about my grandmother's hospitalization. So I would like to go and see her. Now why you would like to go and see your grandmother and why not presentation? So you have to give a few reasons. Do not just straight away say, okay, my family wants, that is why I'm going. No, give reasons. The very first, that since my childhood I have been extremely close to her, and in fact whatever I am today, it is all due to the blessings or the teachings that I have received from my grandmother. The second thing is that as I talk to doctor itself also, so she has very less time left with her, might be just a couple of days only. So she is on her last stage, so I do not want to miss this chance of seeing her for one last time, else I would repent throughout my life. Okay, and other than that, let's say if I'm going for the presentation, so even if I go for presentation, I won't be able to focus over there because right now I'm really feeling emotionally unstable and I just want to go and see my grandmother. So this is how you need to explain why it is important to go to see your grandmother. Why? So at least 2 to 3 reasons you have to give. Now you cannot straight away say, okay, I'm not going, so you can just see what to do with the presentations and all. Being a responsible employee, being a responsible person, you have to give some kind of suggestion that if you are not going for the presentation, how the situation can be handled. So for the solution, you would say that, may I please request you to send Jenny for the presentation? Okay, now this is a decent solution that you have given to your boss, and instead of just going to start it straight away, it is like, may I please request. So this is an official way of starting the things. So may I please request you to send Jenny for the presentation, since we both worked together on this project and she has in-depth knowledge about it. In-depth means detailed knowledge. So she has a detailed knowledge about it. She knows all the ins and outs of the presentation. So she is equally good as me. Then you should give a conclusion. So you'll say that I hope you would understand my situation and will allow me to go to see my grandmother. Okay, so this is one side of the topic wherein we have selected this option of talking to the boss and explaining why we cannot go to the presentation. So give a proper opening, then give reasons in the body paragraph, reasons, and then explain, then just conclusion. Okay, and make sure you have a you keep an eye on the timing, because if you are finishing it up quite early, so it means you are not giving sufficient ideas, and if you are speaking once the time is over, so nobody is listening to you, so that again is not an advisable thing. So make sure you use the 60 seconds timing as much as you can. So speak somewhere between 55 to 60 seconds and just try to include all the things. Okay, so I hope this topic is clear to you. Keep learning with me. All the best.